welcome back to PDNZ. Hope you enjoyed the last upload. I'm just still niggling away at it. I thought I'd better turn the camera on and show you a little bit I've done in the last couple of hours and what I'm about to do. So, give you a bit of a rundown. So one of the issues I had was the front grille had to be mounted. So the existing brackets, this one's in pretty decent order, apart from a big hole gouged in there, multiple holes drilled in it there, but angle wise, yeah, about right. But the one on the other side was completely broken down through here, and it had been bent and that. So I mucked around, I had some, I don't know, it's got a stainless content in it because it was wrapped strapping. So with my guillotine folder shaping machine, I managed to bend these up, and I've got those, and that's not screwed in there yet. So I've made one for each side. This one here was I copied the one which was there, and it's a slightly different profile, but why I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's going to line up and work, I hope. So one of the things I had to do is jump backwards and forwards between the cab and here. I tried to measure the hole centers on here, hole center on the cab, and obviously out to the front of the cab from the hole centers to figure out where this was going to sit. I did bend the brackets up, and I had to go back and have another go. I measured off the intercooler here, and I had a different gap between here and up here. So I bent my brackets so I've got equal distance. So I'm starting off equal, and at least when I put the cab on, if the cab's on and this here is obviously flush at the bottom and buried at the top, I've got the option of packing the top out or doing something with it to try and run it parallel with the cab when it's on. That's something I'll have to fine tune obviously once we get the cab on. We're a little ways from that yet. So that's mocked up. So my next thing I'm doing is plumbing. I might as well keep working on the radiator. So I've got my hoses, steel lines here. I went and bought a meter length of this. And for some reason I already had a piece of hose in stock, brand new, which fits the bottom. So I'm just going to muck around and put that on now. So I was just thinking about what to do. I've got this, call it rubber grease I do. Used it for numerous applications throughout the years. I'm just going to smear a bit of that on inside the pipe. Separated with the oil, and then once mixing, mix it up. It's actually a white grease. It's gone, the oil's separated out of it. Quite thick in the middle. But hard to do this one-handed. Yeah, it's going to fall off there. Going to lose it. It's pretty hot here this afternoon. They're talking rain. It's looking black out there. I think we've got thunderstorms building for us. I've done some spraying on the farm here this morning before the wind got up. And obviously it gets too hot for spraying. Come in and work on the truck this afternoon. That's just a big gooey mess in there. This isn't going to work one-handed. So I'll bring you back once I've got the pipes on. I might turn you on when I'm fitting the top one or something. See a bit of action. Update, radiator pipes are fitted. Got the top ones on all right up there. Happy with that. Bottom one went on down in there. And obviously the very bottom one. The very bottom one, there's a bit of, bit hard to see, overhang here where my finger is. The pipe was a little bit long, but not worried about that. The clamp's where it's meant to be, and I feel the ridge for the pipe in there. I'll just let it be for now. If it leaks or something, at least I can muck around with it and adjust that. Got the, I'll call it a vent pipe, I suppose, from the thermostat housing. Got that. Just got a sort of overflow pipe. I probably have had it here, but I've misplaced it, or it didn't exist. I don't remember now. Old Dory bites me again. There's not much to report on that side. When I fitted the radiator, it's all new rubber bushes, all in these stay rods. Got all that's there. I think I just left the radiator sitting natural in there when I put those on, so they're not wound up, not pushing or pulling it. We'll see how we go when we go to mount the cab. So my next little thing I started to do was I got the air clean canister can. I was going to spray. Got too late in the day here, it got dark, so sort of gave up with that. And I had all this air cleaner gear laying around here, and it had all the aluminium joiners in it, but I could see there was corrosion around the aluminium where it goes into the rubber. So I've disassembled all those. I'll try and clean the boots, and won't be any real flash, but I'll give them a bit of a spray, just give them some satin black, same as the engine, just to tidy them up. Bit of a Dulux overhaul for those. So as I say, took a photo before I disassembled, because I haven't got a clue how all that'll go back together. Just angles and like something I realised here, this here, I'll call it a dust extractor. I'm not sure what this technical thing is here, but it's got a lip in there, so obviously the airflow only goes one way. So just, I know which way that went, luckily. I can see the mark inside and I know what way the aluminium joiner was, I think. The truck didn't go, I'll blame it on that. So I went and buffed the all the aluminium tubes up, and while I was cleaning, this one here come to my attention. I put some godly goop on it. Yeah, must have had I think it's up top of the engine where the bracket goes, and it rubbed on it quite bad. So I've just put a bit of mud on it, and I'll see how that goes. Clean it up, and had a bit of corrosion around there, so I've just filled the pitting. I've overdone it, but I'll file all that off and air sand it off, and it'll tidy up. So my thoughts over those, the boots will be black, and obviously like boot goes there and somewhere there, I'm not sure lengthwise, so that's exposed. Too corroded, not going to polish the aluminium. So I'm going to paint those, and I'll probably paint them white. Chuck a bit of white up on the engine, because the air filter can, as I said previously, that's going to go white, and I'll throw that up top as well. Because when you actually put the filter in, it's that anodized on the end of them. They're not painted. There'll be something a little bit different. To chuck a bit of white just up there and in those air lines and that. The air boots, air system, I'll get it right yet, so it'll just change it. And there's a bracket up there. Went back and checked one of my previous videos, so I'm missing the other half to that, so I'll make one of those up. No doubt I'm going to be missing bits and pieces, but it's going to be easier when we get the cab on this and I can get some power into the system, and I'll diagnose that wiring, get that sorted. So yeah, just niggling away at it. Yeah, my next, once I do a bit of painting, obviously let that harden up, I'll mount that, so the engine stuff will be done. Then I think I'll attack this frame, plumbing wise, rerun some air lines in there, and yeah, anybody in their right mind would renew all that. They wouldn't muck around with it, but yeah, not me. I'm going to replumb it with what's there, and I'm going to get the truck going. And then that's, as I might have said previously, I'll might just go through and replace the airlines one at a time. Sort of got to make a decision how far you go with it. When I watched the guy's YouTube channel, and he talked about, he said, I'm replumbing my truck, but he was replumbing it from the back of the gearbox. He just cut everything off, and he was all new from here back. Well, yeah, that's cool, but that's half the job really, because who knows, and all that loom up there right up to the cab could have rubbed. So yeah, I'll just one thing at a time. We'll get this thing up and going. It's a cool sign I got on there, eh? But yeah, rims, going to sort those. As I said, going to acid wash those, have a go. Could be doing the wrong thing, but not really rude. Don't like shiny things. So I'll leave it there, and I'll bring you back when I get this done, and show you how it comes up all painted and put back together. Okay, loaded up for the show, just to show you what the Bumblebee truck slash Miss Pete's going to pull one day. So you can see why I'm painting my truck cat yellow with the white. Yeah, we're off to a local show. We're loaded up. We're 2 days early loading, but there's bad weather coming. It's meant to rain, and 1 day of rain for the show, so that we'll load, preload, and I'll park it back in the big shed here out of the rain. As you can see, I've got all my Bluetooth chains on there, totally secured, not going to go anywhere. So we've got the 10RB drag line, got a fairly late model D2 on there, and we've got obviously the drag line bucket, and there's a tumble bug sitting on the back there. We normally dig a hole and push the dirt in and use the tumble bug as well. Put a bit of a display on. So just thought I'll show you that, some of the things we do in our spare time. What you do when you're a farmer. The dragline I restored a long time ago now, must be about 13 years ago, something like that. Learned a lot of panel work since then. It's all good, she's a dirt machine. Right, we'll back it in the shed and tie it on. And I'm back. Like I say, I was going to paint the air tube piping or air intake. So I managed to set it all back up there. I left the clamps loose and then rotated it to position so it's not pulling. I think it's sitting the way it wants to, so I got to make that clamp bracket. I was just looking for a bit of steel to shape that up, but I'm struggling to find a bit for that at the moment. So we've got all that up there. Quite happy how the white come up. There's something different. I know you never see it when the cab's on, but some people chrome a lot of things, but as I said, I'm not a shiny man, so just use what I've got, put a bit of paint on it. Time the fan throws all the crap back over it, it will never stay shiny anyway. Got the can done. The boots painted up. I gave them a water blast and I just gave them a squirt just so they don't look brown anymore. I mean, anybody doing a full restoration from start to finish would put brand new hose clamps on there and that. I've reused what was there, nothing stripped. I mean, it's the sort of thing you can go through and just replace later, one at a time. If the truck goes all right and you're really happy and think, geez, I'll just do a bit of maintenance, go and get some stainless clamps and whack on there. So with that, I think I'll wrap it up. Oh, one little thing I forgot. I was looking under the bench for a bit of steel and I see this bit of rubber laying under the bench. And I was like, it's the retainer. I was like, where does that go? And then I realised, yep, goes on the bottom of the radiator. But luckily I can get access in there. So we'll get that in. I wonder where I leave my tools, eh? Oh, I'll try and put them all in one place. I was stacking them on the wheel, but yeah, that's not very intelligent. She's got no grip, doesn't hold anything. I'll chuck it on the seat. I'll go around and I'll have a clean up. I'll put everything away in the box and I'll know what I'm missing. I'll hunt for it high and low and realise that I've put it in my pocket. A great one for leaving things laying around. Battery box is a great place to store stuff. Didn't go much further when it's in there. I've got a bit of steel here, but it's a little bit skinnier. It'll work. I'll roll that up. And I've got a profile drawn before I put the air system, or put the piping on. I just did a side view so I know what to manufacture. I shall think of what I'm going to do next. It's never ending. I made some rubbers for up top. I used the same stuff as I use for the floor and the cab. It's just to stop the heat circulating back around to the radiator. If it's sitting there, I suppose, with it idling, it's the biggest problem. Stop the hot airflow. Same with that bottom one. Stop it sucking the hot air back around the bottom as well. We don't have too much of an issue here with that, but every little bit helps, I suppose. So yeah, it's coming along. I mean, I should honestly say I'm pretty happy with it. Got to be happy. It's been a lot of work, and yeah, we've got it this far. It's going to be pretty awesome when the cab's sitting on there. It's going to look like a truck. But yeah, a long time before that goes on though. I need to do all that interior while it's sitting on the ground. It'll never be easier to work on while it's at that height. And I suppose I can start and chuck some of the handles on, and indicators, blinkers, whatever you want to call them. Headlights, yeah, done nothing about those yet. Want to upgrade them, but I'm just treading water on that at the moment. Got a few rules regarding lighting, obviously, so I just want to get that right. Painted the diff breathers. I had the white and the gun. They're brand new, so the ones will be different. Paint those. That's for the air dust extractor or whatever it is. I haven't put that on yet. Got the hose clamp with it. Won't lose it. So yeah, it's coming along really good. So with that, I'm going to do a little bit of editing, and I'll chuck this short video up. There is a reason for it. We're heading off to a show tomorrow. It's a 2-day show. I chucked a little clip in here you would have seen. Sorry about the wind at the time when I filmed it, and it's still real windy here now. But I'll try and do some videoing at the show. I realise it's not about the Peterbilt, but I think your general interest is out there for that type of thing. Because as I say, I don't know what I'm going to do with this channel when I finish the truck. I may carry it on with other people who are interested in what I do. Maybe, I don't know. We'll just feel our way with that one. So as I say, I'll try to do a bit of videoing at the show, and I'll get a bit of action shots from inside the drag line, and my boy's going to be driving the D2 with the tumblebug. I'll grab all that and I'll make a short video up for that and throw it up. So I appreciate your time, and thanks for viewing, and yeah, hit that like button if you did like it, and even if you didn't, still hit it. It helps. So I'll end it there, and again I'll say thanks.